This week on Kaleidoscope, we chat with some friends, talk to some moms on a mission, and meet a world-renowned author living right here in our region. Hello, and welcome to Kaleidoscope. This is the show that takes a unique look at different people, places, and things in our region. I'm Sarah Cameron. Imagine a morning where you meet a friend for coffee, have a homemade muffin, and just chat the morning away. To some, that seems far-fetched with everything else you have to do. But it's not, at least for the residents in Portage in Cambria County. One couple there has turned a former very popular clothing store into a place where the old meets the new and invites you to celebrate Portage and chat the day away. So check out the Chatterbox.
It was a dream. I wanted a business, and I thought I wanted a coffee shop where I could do my own baking. We acquired the building in 2006, and it's been operational since 2011, 6 years, basically. It's a place where some people will come and sit for hours, and that's what I wanted. I believe that we don't relax enough anymore. We don't meet with people, sit and talk. There's no music playing, there's no TV going. You know, it's just a place to relax, maybe read a book.
My name is Irene Huschak. I'm president of the Portage Area Historical Society and a lifetime resident of Portage. For more than a century now, the building has provided a service to the community, first as a department store, and now it's just this wonderful place. It's the center of town, and people are very comfortable coming and sitting and having a coffee. Bringing friends, bringing family. You have visitors come from out of town, and they definitely come to the Chatterbox. I worked here in high school, and I remember working in the downstairs grinding poppy seed. That was one of my many jobs. Now I just love coming and talking to friends and family. It's just something you do in the morning. You come and have a coffee with friends. It's a weekly thing, sometimes a daily thing. And I always take a cookie or a muffin and take it home and share it with a friend.
I worked here when I was in high school, part-time. And then it was just a department store that had everything and anything. You could find anything here. Had a dry goods department in the back. This was merchandise. Men's and women's clothing were here. I reminisce a lot because I look to see where you're sitting right now, that was the men's department. Where the bar is for food, I mean, that's where the ladies' clothes were, the clothing store was, you know. So yeah, the upstairs was the mezzanine, that was the shoe department. So there are a lot of memories here, you know. And where Bonnie and Bob live right now, that used to be where the excess merchandise was kept. So there are a lot of memories here. Maybe 10, 15 people were employed here. I can't really give you an accuracy there. Mr. Schoenfeld was a great man to work for, and I worked for his sons because he had several sons that were part of this store. So they were great people to work for, and I think those were the memories. Just the community, the people that would shop here. And if you couldn't find anything in Johnstown, you could always find it at Schoenfeld's department store. That was just gospel here.
My favorite thing about the Chatterbox is its true name is Chatter. It's a great place to chatter. I learn a lot about Portage just talking to the people here. Make a lot of business connections that way, which are important to the museum, and also just learning a lot of the history of Portage from the people that are here.
At the time we bought the building, it was storage. So a lot of boxes were up there from the store, and I had to save them. So they're stacked on the mezzanine. When we started redoing the upstairs, it was all shelving. And we were taking the shelving down, and my husband stopped to look on one of the top shelves, and wrapped in paper on the top shelf was a picture of Sigmund Schoenfeld, who was the original owner of the building, which was built in 1920. Part of the draw was the tin ceiling. I love the tin ceiling. Well, it ended up, years ago, they would smoke. So it was covered with nicotine. So in order to paint it, we had to clean, prime, and then paint it. So my husband painted every square inch. Clean, primed, and painted every square inch of the tin ceiling. The floor is original. I love the sound of the people's feet on the floor, the walking. And it reminds me of, you know, almost 100 years ago when people walked on it. So the memory is there. There was a game of Monopoly that was Portage. So we have that framed, and it's up on the wall, and there are a lot of businesses that are no longer in Portage. Wasco's store turned into Wasco's Toyland at Christmas time. So there's a sign that we have hanging that was made by a local sign painter at the time. So not only is the sign a memory, but the gentleman who made it. Usually we do a big display during Summerfest. So we'll have a lot of the high school memorabilia in the windows. So a lot of people are in town and they remember the vintage band uniforms, cheerleading uniforms, whatever we have.
You can't wait on Sunday morning to get a good cup of coffee. The muffins are good. Everything is good here. Usually Sunday morning we're here.
My favorite thing are the gobs here. They're true gobs. They're not fake whoopie pies or anything else that you want to call them.
Bob and Bonnie are the greatest people to talk to. You come in and they bubble all the time. There's never a bit of sadness that comes from either of them, and they make you feel very, very comfortable in the restaurant.
You can step back to a simpler time where you can sit with friends and have a conversation and meet other people here too. You know, a lot of times people would come in and they'll run into other people they know and they talk, and like, again, sometimes it's hours, and I love it.
I chose Gap Federal Credit Union because it's conveniently located here where I work at.
Gap Federal Credit Union helped me consolidate a lot of debt.
Gap went way above and beyond to help me with my auto loan. I needed a special van that had a wheelchair lift, and within days I was driving the van.
It was just almost like I had her as a counselor to help make some decisions for me to consolidate debt, and that to me was just way above and beyond.
Gap Federal Credit Union. We look forward to making your family part of our family.
This is not just about movies. This is about the scenes that always make you laugh.
Delivers on the goods. Look at him pump up this crowd.
The characters who always make you smile.
Got a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
The comedies you always have to see again.
I want this! This is what I want.
This is your movie network.
I would definitely recommend DV Homes. In fact, I have already to a few of my friends. With the design of this house, I would have never expected it to be a modular home.
The time frame worked quite well with us, you know, considering the inclement weather we had up here on the hill and the wind and so forth. It went very well.
Anything we wanted to change or do, they were so willing to help us figure it out. We love my house. We love our house.
We love my house.
The PA Great Outdoors region is a big, beautiful part of Pennsylvania with countless opportunities for outdoor adventure. Cook Forest has giant ancient hemlocks and pines and is America's best old-growth forest. Stunning scenery awaits visitors who are 2 designated wild and scenic rivers, the Clarion and the Allegheny, perfect for paddling and fishing. We are home to Pennsylvania's wild elk herd and the beautiful Elk Country Visitor Center. The Allegheny National Forest has hundreds of miles of trails for ATVs, snowmobiles, horseback riding, and hiking. Plan your adventure at visitpago.com.
Welcome back. On a Tuesday in Richland, there are tables full of mothers, homemade food, stories about whose child did the craziest thing recently, and laughter. Moms even sharing advice with each other. This group is called MOPS and Moms Next, as in mothers of preschoolers. It's an international Christian-based group with organizations all over our country, and a few right here in our area. One that even meets at Emmanuel Church in Richland Township. It's meant to be a group for mothers to meet together, make friends, and make it through motherhood together.
Good morning. How are you? Oh, we're good. How are you?
I heard something recently that said you can't pour from an empty cup, so I've kind of been living off of that when I come here, because the way that these people make me feel, these moms, these women make me feel about my parenting abilities is definitely helping.
It saved my sanity. It's important because there's a sense of fellowship and community amongst these women, and it keeps bringing me back every other week.
Pregnancy announcements. Oh, wait, you guys see that?
I'm Kim Overdorf, and I am the coordinator of the Johnstown area MOPS and Moms Next. The purpose of MOPS International is to encourage and help young mothers of children to become better women, wives, leaders, and mothers in their relationship with Jesus and in partnership with the church. When you get in, you get greeted by our greeters, and then they help you with whatever you need help with, taking your child to the nursery or escorting you into the room. Mingle, talk with other friends, meet new people, grab some food. Then we'll have a prayer, and after that we have a devotional that lasts about 5 minutes, and then we have announcements and a icebreaker. Sometimes we have games, sometimes we don't, depending on how long the meeting and how long the speaker lasts. But after that, we'll have a video or a speaker come, depending on what the theme for the meeting is and what we want to talk about. And then we have discussion time at the end where we get to talk about what we learned.
Today's meeting, the official title is Being Safety Conscious.
Do you clean that dryer thing every time? I do.
We have a fire prevention and home safety speaker coming to talk to us for about an hour about ways we can make our homes safer for us and our children, how to have a plan in case of a fire or an accident. Afterwards, we'll be gathering to head over to the Richland Fire Department to deliver food and other items we've collected to just say a little bit of thank you to the firefighters there.
We have about 114 members that are registered with MOPS International, but we have in attendance around 70 to 80 moms every week.
My name is Carla Smith, and I'm a mentor mom at MOPS. A mentor mom is a woman that is just farther down the line in life, in marriage, in parenting. Her children may be grown or almost grown. Someone that is just there to be a sounding board for the other moms, to hopefully be a voice of reason and wisdom when needed. But many are stay-at-home moms, and so this is just an important time for them to be able to connect with other adult women, to learn how best to parent, to do life, to be married, or to deal with their important relationships in their lives. So it's a vital ministry that helps these women have that connection and that time to just be together and enjoy something other than just wiping noses and bottoms and everything else that you do all day as a mom.
Because I can just talk to these women about things that I might be going through or things that these moms have already gone through, and they can give us advice. That's one of the things I love the most about it.
Who didn't judge me because, I freaked out about a tiny little incident at home, and I just needed a fresh sense of perspective, and that's what I have found here. The freedom to be able to sit down and talk about my problems and listen to other people's, to form friendships because I had the time to do so. I wasn't looking after my kids constantly. Somebody else was doing that for me for 2 hours. And most MOPS groups have to pay their own fees and childcare costs, and Emmanuel takes care of that for us. Being able to come here for many moms is possible because of Emmanuel. I really appreciate that.
Because we have a facility that can host this organization, we've decided to have a partnership with them so that we can minister to women that attend our church, but also women that might not attend our church. This is an organization that's vitally important to us, and we've just found a great opportunity to partnership with them.
With the Moms Next group, we now can accept moms with kids in 1st through 12th grade. So now any mom can join our group, and our hope is that our Moms Next group can grow as big as our MOPS group, but it's a progress, and they're in with our MOPS group right now. So I found out about the MOPS group and started attending, and it's where I've met all of my closest friends.
My favorite thing would have to be being able to joke around and kind of tell them your woes and tell them the funny, embarrassing things that happen to you. And half the time it's happened to them too, but you can literally just be yourself. I want to build a type of family relationship, kind of a sisterhood.
Are you turning 65 soon or qualifying for Medicare?
Hello?
Confused by what plan to buy?
You have to make your decision now. Now. Make your decision now.
Call us. We make your decision easy. At the Health Insurance Place, we have plans that will work for you. Call us or attend one of our free seminars. We even make house calls. There's never a charge for you. Health insurance is what we do.
Doing physical and occupational therapy may seem like a challenge. Therapy may be too tough. You're not strong enough. Maybe the financial burden is too much. Changing plans, increasing copays and deductibles. You need to do this for yourself to get your life back. Secure your health and mobility. Come to Vantage Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation and get back to normal fast.
No, stop!
Stop in Trent Insurance Agency, 700 Scalp Avenue, Johnstown. Remember, call Trent before you spend a cent.
Kind of like to think of finding a house as like a relationship almost. You know, you got to find that one that fits the perfect match. And one thing I noticed right away about DB Homes was the people there. To me, that matters a lot because I knew that they were honest with me, they were upfront, that I gave them my price range and they met me where I was at. The fact that it happened so fast is super appealing to me. The other thing that I really love about DB Homes is that I can customize the plan. Here I am, you know, almost 6 months later and my house is a home now.
We know West Central Pennsylvania is full of history, from the railroads and mining towns to the commerce and generations who have lived here. It all makes for some wonderful stories that one local and world-renowned author has put to paper to keep the memories alive. But stories about the history of local department stores isn't all he's penned. Bob Jashonik has published a kaleidoscope of different stories and genres that anyone would be interested in reading.
When did you start writing and why?
Well, I've been writing all my life, ever since I can remember, ever since I was a little boy. I've loved to read and write, and it's just stayed with me all my life. There's something about the creative act of writing a story and telling a story and putting characters through situations that we all share and trying to help other people to see things in new ways that I just love.
Now, was it hard to find publishing? Was it hard to get it out there for you once you had it going? Because a lot of people would like to write.
In the beginning, yeah, it was challenging as I was getting started. My big breakthrough came in 2000 when I won a prize in a short story contest that was sponsored by Simon & Schuster, Pocket Books, and it was to write a Star Trek story. It was for a nationwide contest called Strange New Worlds. And I loved Star Trek and I loved to write. So I found out about this contest and I wrote a story and I won an award. I won a prize. And it really got me engaged and it helped me to get my foot in the door. So I went on to, again, get into that same contest 2 more times. And I won the grand prize 2 years later. And through that contest, I made contacts and I got involved with some workshops and found some mentors. And some of those people still work with me up to today. So that was sort of my big breakthrough. Once you get that foot in the door, and once you get that initial start, that initial kickstart, there's no easy way. There's no easy road. It's just a lot of hard work and sitting down and forcing yourself to be disciplined. And yet, while you're being disciplined, having fun at it and being creative. And so it's a unique discipline, and that's one of the things that I love the most about it. And it's also important to have a supportive family. People who care about your work and care about you and want you to succeed and help you to succeed. And my wife, Wendy, has helped me in so many ways over the years. In fact, I found most of my success after I met Wendy.
Now, you are also known in this area for writing these stories on the old department stores between Altoona and Johnstown, covering Gloucester Brothers, Penn Traffic, Gables.
Yeah.
Talk to us about those.
Oh, I love putting those books together. I love them. They are truly a passion of mine. I love capturing the history of these these places that were so important for so long to so many people in the local areas. So many people remember Glossers and Penn Traffic and Gables and just loved those places. They loved going there. They were so unique. And they're experiences that people today, young people today, probably aren't ever going to have or aren't ever going to have in the same way. So I wanted to try to capture that in those books.
Mm-hmm. And how do you think you did for people who haven't seen them? What would they find in those books?
Well, they would find the complete true story of each of those stores from start to finish. And it includes the ups and the downs, but also lots of great memories and tons of photos. I try to capture the experience not just of the people who started the stores or were responsible for running them, but also the people who worked there and the people who shopped there. And I reach out to people through Facebook and social media. I get their memories and I put them in the book along with the overall story of the stores.
Now you're also working on a new book about the old Richland Mall that I saw was coming out this year. Is that?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
It's the book is called Richland Mall Rules, and it will be published in November of this year. It's going to be a real spectacular project when it's done. People are going to love it if they love the Richland Mall, or if they want to just find out why people love the Richland Mall. This will be a great book for them. It'll be the complete true story of the mall from start to finish. How it was created, how it was built, the people who were behind that. And it's such a fascinating story. I'm so lucky that I was able to talk to so many of the people who were involved, because it was really a miraculous kind of thing that they did this. And it's going to tell their story, and then also the people who worked there, the different tenants who had stores in the mall or restaurants or shops, and also the people who shopped there, getting all their memories as well.
Now, obviously, you've already done so much writing, because not just those books about the stores, but many others. What else is on the horizon for you?
Wow. Well, I have a number of fiction projects that are in the cooker that I'm trying to pull together now. I have 10 stories that are going to be published in anthology books over the next year or so. There's a new magazine coming out, which is actually a new version of an old magazine called Pulp House. And I'll have a story in every issue of that new magazine. And in fact, I'll be featured on the cover of each of those. So that's pretty exciting. I'm going to hopefully use some of that energy to help launch a new series, a new science fiction series, which I hope to start writing soon.
Other than being an author, you have a full-time job. Tell us more about yourself.
During the day, I work as a technical writer for a local software development company. And that's a really challenging and interesting job in itself. And it does occupy my full-time hours every day. And then I come home and I spend time with my wife. We have dinner, and then I write. And that's my daily routine. On the weekends, I spend more time on other things as well. But it can be a challenge. But it's also something that I learned early on that I could do. It's a drive, and it's an integral part of your personality. It's something that's just a part of your life and who you are, and there's no way around it. So either you find time for it and you love it that much, or you don't. And I do love it. And so I find the time, I make the time. But it can be difficult.
Well, obviously, because you have quite a few of, there are dozens of books out there now. So over the years, you've put in a lot of work to this. So how do you find the time to write so much? But I guess just a couple hours here, a couple hours there, you can get it done.
I'd like to encourage anyone out there who loves to write or has a creative drive to go for it and to be as focused as they can and to look for that time, because you can find that time. No matter how busy you are, you can find some time in your day where you can write something or think about writing something. There are always ways to fit it into your daily schedule. Even if you have little kids running around, some of the most successful writers today have large families or have become successful while raising small children. It can be done, but you have to want it enough. This is one of the most exciting times in history to be a writer, because you have so many more options and opportunities than ever before. You can publish your own work. You can get work out there in many different formats.
True.
Paperback, hardback, audiobooks. The opportunities are almost limitless. And a lot of people are finding success now with publishing their own material and also being published by traditional publishers. So it's just a great time to be a writer, and people who have stories in their minds and in their hearts that they want to tell, they're very fortunate to be able to do that now. And I just would encourage them to do so, because it's a lot of fun and it's exciting, and it can be very profitable as well.
All scripture is inspired by God and is useful for training in righteous living.
The purpose of Bible time is primarily educative. It's supposed to be just a Christian approach to the Bible as God's word to man.
Children will enjoy craft time, exciting and fun stories, singing along to some classic Bible songs, and meeting our puppet friend Playful every Saturday and Sunday on Bible Time for Kids.
I chose Gap Federal Credit Union because it's conveniently located here where I work at.
Gap Federal Credit Union helped me consolidate a lot of debt.
I recently got a car loan. Interest rate was outstanding. You can't beat their interest rates.
The personalized service that they give you is above and beyond.
It was just almost like I had her as a counselor to help make some decisions for me to consolidate debt, and that to me was just way above and beyond.
Gap Federal Credit Union. We look forward to making your family part of our family.
The PA Great Outdoors region is a big, beautiful part of Pennsylvania with countless opportunities for outdoor adventure. Cook Forest has giant ancient hemlocks and pines and is America's best old-growth forest. Stunning scenery awaits visitors to our two designated wild and scenic rivers, the Clarion and the Allegheny, perfect for paddling and fishing. We are home to Pennsylvania's wild elk herd and the beautiful Elk Country Visitor Center. The Allegheny National Forest has hundreds of miles of trails for ATVs, snowmobiles, horseback riding, and hiking. Plan your adventure at visitpago.com.
Are you turning 65 soon or qualifying for Medicare?
Hello?
Confused by what plan to buy?
You have to make your decision now. Now. Make your decision now.
Call us. We make your decision easy. At the Health Insurance Place, we have plans that will work for you. Call us or attend one of our free seminars. We even make house calls. There's never a charge for you. Health insurance is what we do.
Hairstyles provided by Salon Visions in Westmont.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the show. If you missed any of it, you can check out all of our episodes on KaleidoscopeTheSeries.com. And that unique person you know or interesting place you'd love to visit, well, let us know about it. And for those of you into Facebook, just look us up and like us. You can get exclusive behind-the-scenes updates on what's happening with Kaleidoscope. And one more thing, remember to tell your friends and family to watch. So for a different view of our region, look at life through our kaleidoscope.